So here we are. It's what, 2 years after COVID first hit. Can you remember the date?
Awful.
So what can you remember when you were told about it?
I was told on the 17th of March.
Okay.
On my birthday.
Oh.
When we heard it on the news that we were all going into lockdown.
Mm.
It felt scary.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do much stuff.
Mhm.
I was frightened that we'd get it, and I finally got it this year.
The hospitals were overwhelmed, weren't they?
They were. Yeah.
You know, I was a bit frightened I was going to get it, and then I finally got it this year as well from my family.
So you've had it twice?
No,
once.
So I went home over Christmas to see my family. So the year before I didn't.
Yeah.
And then when I went home over Christmas to see my family this Christmas, my dad tested positive on Christmas Day.
Oh dear.
And then my mum tested positive on my dad's birthday. I was having to take dinner up to them, drinks up to them, and then I came back on the 7th and I finally got it from my parents.
Oh dear.
But luckily I didn't have it too badly. It was just a cold, so that was good.
That was good. So how was it when the first, I'm thinking about the first time we all locked down, how was it?
Awful. We couldn't see our family at all, or do our clubs or anything.
I mean, I couldn't see.
Yeah, we were able to do stuff on Zoom, etc.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because I lived just down the road from my parents. So I was able to go and see them the first time, I think. I remember also we had a barbecue on my birthday. I remember the first time, we were at Moore House at the first time.
Yeah.
And we had a barbecue on my birthday. We had to keep distance, we had to go out in the garden. Yeah, I remember them sitting out the front, us three going in a circle, which Jenny was living with us at the time as well.
We were supposed to go away for Christmas, but then we had to cancel all our holiday plans because of it.
How about you, Fran? What was it like when it first happened?
Well, without lockdown, because my stepdad, I was with my stepdad at the time, and he had to sort of get out of lockdown.
Yeah.
It was quite scary at the time, but we managed it.
Yeah.
And then what happened, I used to go to ACL, and I don't go to ACL anymore.
Yeah, so you didn't go out anywhere?
I had to do Zoom. I had Zoom, my family on Zoom. I remember that, yeah.
So how long was it? How long did you not see your family for?
About a few months or so.
Yeah.
So I saw them on Zoom, but I was able to see them on the camera and stuff.
Yeah. So what for you was the worst thing about COVID?
Not being able to go out and see our friends and people.
And for me, the worst thing about COVID was that we had to shut our shop down completely.
Yeah.
All non-essential shops were shut, so we couldn't go to work, and we just was locked down indoors all day. We couldn't go out anywhere.
Yeah, it was hard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I remember the worst thing about it is not being able to go out much and see friends. I have good friends, lots of good friends who I haven't seen for a long time since, and I've caught up with quite a lot of them.
That's good.
And I've been able to go out to activities like Grove Team, etc., which I missed quite a lot.
Yeah.
But lucky they were doing all the Zoom sessions at the time.
That's good. That's really good.
So we can keep in touch, and they did it once every week.
Yeah.
They did activities like woodwork, etc. Made a tree, like a squirrel table, and we still got it.
Oh, excellent.
That's over Zoom on the first lockdown.
So I used to do rugby. That was a bit of a nuisance when I couldn't do that. But these guys actually joined in. One of the coaches actually did like a fitness session over Zoom. Brilliant. And these guys actually joined in with it.
So you got fit as well?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then before the testing came in, I was glad when it actually came in, because the first Christmas when I went home, I had to self-isolate in my parents' house and then test before I could actually go out and about. I had to FaceTime my family on Christmas Day, and these guys moved in on the day when I was due to come back.
Yes, you moved house.
There wasn't very many cars around.
In the lockdown.
During lockdown, you moved house.
Second lockdown.
Yeah.
Second lockdown.
So what was that like?
It was quite enjoyable in theory for us two because we moved all the stuff. Basically, we had help from members of staff. They came in and gave us a hand, if I remember correctly. Then we did a video,
Yeah.
and it was a success. The video was.
When did I move in?
He moved in a week or so after us guys.
A week or so after
Yeah.
these guys. So what I did was they moved in and then I moved in because I had to do a test. So I had to self-isolate back at my... And the annoying thing was I did a PCR on the 31st, which came back negative. Then I did PCR on the 5th, which came back inconclusive. So I had to do another one, and that came back positive. But then I got told by our team leader, who we may sometimes see still, do another PCR. So I did one on the 7th when I got the LFTs, but then my manager was going by, Debbie was going by the first one I did. Yeah. Whereas NHS Test and Trace were going by the second one.
It was very confusing, wasn't it? All the testing. Do you find the testing easier now?
Yes.
When you just do it just up your nose and not down your throat.
Yeah.
Apart from the other thing is they used to be free, now we have to pay for them.
Yeah. So what do you think about paying for the LFD test? Do you think that's a good thing, or what do you think?
I think it's a bad thing.
And it's about £9. You'd have thought it would have made it $1.05 or something.
Well, we thought you would get it free because you're,
Yeah, you'd thought we still would have got it free, us guys.
How was that first Christmas? That was really strange, wasn't it?
It was strange because
go out.
and we couldn't see anybody. And you couldn't see anybody.
No.
Some of our staff got it as well.
Yeah.
Jack had to isolate at home over Christmas, and us two didn't have to because we didn't find out until Jack informed us over Christmas, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Assad tested positive on the day I saw him, and then I only found out that he had got it when I was already home. If you see, he didn't get his results back till the afternoon when I'd already gone home. If he got his results back in the morning, I would have said to my parents, look, I'm not coming home.
Yeah.
Whereas I only found out that he had got it when I went home.
Right, okay.
So when I'd gone home, so Mum told me.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, gotta go through isolation. And then...
You told us?
Yeah, I told these guys because they weren't informed. Your mum got an email from our manager, but then their mum didn't inform them, so I was actually told these guys, and they didn't have to isolate.
What was your Christmas day like the first year?
The first year was boring, so what I did, we spoke to my mum and Leon's mum on the phone. We just phoned them or texted them just to talk to them.
And did you manage to get food in and everything? Okay?
Yes, got through all right.
Yeah. It was very strange, wasn't it, not seeing family?
Not having Christmas dinner.
Yeah, very strange. And what about you, Fran? What was the worst thing, do you think?
Well, we were in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. I was in tier 2 because my friends were in Godalming at the time, doing Godalming Good Neighbour stuff and all this. It got a bit scary at one point. And then what happened was I jumped from tier 2 to tier 4.
Right.
It was Boris Johnson.
Yeah, because I remember there were different tiers, weren't there? So literally across the street could be a different tier.
Yeah, and Boris Johnson completely changed the rules.
Yeah.
So like after at home with my parents, tier 2, and suddenly I jumped back into tier 4.
Because he announced to stay at home, stay safe.
Yeah, do you remember?
The only thing you could do is like go for walks.
Yeah.
Local walks. I remember announcing it to them.
Yes. Yeah.
And then tier 3 and then tier 4, it was all a bit...
You can't have anyone in your house.
It was all a bit scary for me.
What were you going to say,
When
Mum?
my mum came to visit us, she had to stand on the door, outside on the doorstep.
Yeah.
You couldn't come in.
Yeah.
She wasn't allowed to come in at all. She could just visit on the doorstep.
Yeah.
And once the support workers came to our shopping, we had to sign a consent form for them to take our bank card
Yeah.
and use that.
And leave our shopping on the
Yeah,
doorstep.
because you couldn't go and get cash, could you?
No,
No,
we couldn't do anything.
Shut.
Yeah.
So they used our bank card, and we had to sign a form, say yes, we give your consent.
And they brought the shopping back and just left it outside.
Yeah. Goodness me.